Good afternoon, Year 7. This is Miss Hartley and various people from the Sustainability School Council, and we are here to talk about sustainability at Fitzharris School and to give you an update from our sustainability reps. When we talk about sustainability, we are talking about how we use our resources responsibly to make them last longer, to protect our environment, and to reduce pollution and waste. The sustainability reps on the Student Council work hard to improve how the Fitzharris community can be more sustainable in a number of areas which we'd like to update you on today. But before we do that, here is the big picture about sustainability. This graph shows the global average temperature each year. You can see that the global average temperature is rising. Experts say that we should do everything we can to limit the global average temperature increase to less than 2 degrees since pre-industrial levels to avoid the very worst consequences of climate change. There's international work going on. The 2015 Paris Agreement is a legally binding international treaty, which means promise, about climate change. Its goal is to limit the temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. To achieve this, there needs to be large-scale work at the level of governments, big businesses and corporations, and we are only a small part of this very big job. But we do have a part to play, and the most important thing we can do is to make it clear to our governments and the businesses that we spend our money with that we won't accept polluting, anti-environmental policies or decisions. We show our opinions to these governments and big corporations by where we spend our money and how we use our voices, by knowing about companies and products and making informed decisions, and by adding our names to petitions and talking to politicians about what we care about. Learning to be sustainable and to live in sustainable ways is essential to reduce the impact of climate change. And we care about being sustainable at Fitzharris because, firstly, we can play our part in reducing the global average temperature increase through small-scale, everyday actions and decisions. And secondly, by being sustainable here, we set an example to other people and the message spreads and therefore the impact increases. And now over to Jasper, who is going to talk about the first of 3 things that we do to increase sustainability at Fitzharris School, which is reducing our waste.
Over the last few years, we've collectively produced a huge amount of waste from single-use plastic in our canteen. Single-use plastic is very hard to recycle. It's wasteful and pollutes the oceans and is not very necessary because there are alternatives. We are working to reduce our single-use plastic in school, and we've started with single-use plastic bottles in the canteen and with single-use plastic packaging on the cakes and cookies. The drinks have been temporarily replaced with cartons, but this is not a long-term solution. Over the next few months, the canteen is going to trial a soft drinks dispenser, which you can use to fill up your own bottle with flavoured drinks. We are also working on increasing the number of filling stations for water around the school. But how can you help? Making sure that you have a refillable water bottle with you, and give your feedback to the canteen staff about the soft drinks dispenser. Over to Sophia.
Reducing our waste. In a busy school, we also risk wasting energy through electricity by leaving things on unnecessarily. This is a problem because electricity production is a significant contributor to climate change. We want to lead the way as a school community in being sustainable in our electricity use, and at the moment we think we could do much better. Today we are launching Project Switch Off to try and help the whole community. Every member of the school community is empowered to ask a member of staff to turn something off if they notice it has been left on. Obviously, this needs to be done politely and respectfully, but if we are all looking out for places where we could save energy, we are all doing our bit. How can you help? Look out for Project Switch Off stickers and work with your teachers to make this happen.
And now over to Kate, who's going to talk about responsible recycling.
As well as reducing how much waste we produce, we also need to do better at recycling. One place it's hard to recycle at the moment is the canteen. We're working hard on this and soon there will be a recycling station. When it arrives, you'll need to make sure you separate recycling from general waste from break and lunch. In classrooms, we are now able to recycle more than we used to. Every classroom should have a recycling bin and a general waste bin. If it doesn't, talk to your teacher and tell them to talk to Miss Hartley. The recycling bin is for paper, plastic and cardboard. The general waste bin is for everything else. Recycling bin is labelled clearly. How can you help? Take time and care to put the waste in the waste bin and the recycling in the recycling bin. If the recycling is contaminated by anything that isn't recyclable, the whole bag goes to landfill. We have to get this right.
And finally, Orla will talk about travel and transport.
We know that some methods of travel are sustainable, whereas others are not. How we get to school can contribute to how sustainable we are. If we can get to school on foot or by cycling, our journey has no impact on the environment at all and is totally sustainable. Having lots of cars outside the school gates at the end of the day also causes lots of pollution, which makes the air less clean. Did you know that we have a dedicated park and stride site at Abingdon Football Club? If you have to get picked up at the end of the day, why not meet your lift there? It's a 7-minute walk which you can do with your friends, and it will mean your driver doesn't have to sit in loads of traffic. This year you've done a travel survey, which tells us that about just over half the school community walks or cycles to school most days. This is fantastic. We also think we could get even more people cycling to school if we were able to improve the school bike sheds. We also welcomed Dr. Bike into school earlier in the year, and he serviced about 30 bikes for free. It was so popular that he is coming back tomorrow. If you have registered, don't forget to bring your bike and your helmet to the front of the school at the start of the day. You also participated in the Big Walk and Wheel. You told your tutor, who told Miss Hartley, who told Sustrans, the Sustainable Transport Charity, how many people came to school on foot or by bike each day for a week. As a result of this, we have won 2 micro-scooters for the school.
I'm really excited to tell you about these 2 brand new micro scooters which we've won and are able to raffle off to the school community. Each of them is worth about £165. We have a micro scooter classic and a micro speed deluxe to give away. And we're raffling these off to the school community to raise money for those improvements to the bike sheds that Orla mentioned. Each entry into the raffle will cost £2 and it can be purchased on parent mail. You can enter as many times as you like, and of course staff can enter too. The raffle will close on Monday the 14th of July and the lucky winners will be announced in the achievement assemblies at the end of term when they will also receive their scooter. Thank you very much for listening. Remember that being sustainable is the way that we can all play our small part. It's not all we can do for our planet. We can also talk to others, campaign and use our voices, and think carefully about how we spend our money as consumers. If you'd like to make a start on this, why not apply to join the Sustainability Reps next year? I want to say thank you very much for listening again, and thank you to the Sustainability Reps who are working incredibly hard behind the scenes to do all these brilliant things for our school community and for the environment.